Have you ever just sat and stared at your athlete idol and wondered, wow, I wish I lived that life? Endless money and adored by millions, many can agree that our professional athletes live the dream. But how many of you think they deserve it? How many of you think they deserve the multi-million dollar contracts year in, year out? I'll let you be the judge. First, let's take a look at what these athletes earn. StatisticBrain.com showed that the MLB comes in at the highest average salary of any sport in America, with $5.2 million per player. This is almost double that of second, with the NFL coming in at $2.2 million per player. Most people study hard and go to college. They spend thousands on university and eventually get a job that will support them. Let's take a doctor for example, earning $100,000 a year. To him, he has a carefree living and he's well off and just being able to support a family. Then look at Robinho, a soccer superstar living in England. An article in the UK Telegraph showed that his transfer from Real Madrid to Manchester City went for £32.5 million and a weekly salary of $160,000. That equates to about $50 million US and over $250,000 a game. That doctor would have to work for around 500 years straight to see anything close to this sort of money. Athletes are often criticized and told they're not worthy or entitled to this much money. But do they really deserve so much criticism? You have to take into account that professional sports is a massive multi-billion-dollar industry. It is not just a game. Going back to statisticbrain.com, I found that football, basketball, and baseball together brought in around $20 billion revenue a year. And it's these elite athletes that make this possible. They're there day in, day out, drawing fans, merchandise sales, television and advertising deals. It is them that makes this revenue possible. So while it might seem excessive to pass on a $20 million renewal contract, the board committee knows that they are running a business and they know what this player can bring to the business. Giving anyone this much fame and fortune can get to their head, and it can corrupt people from the worst. Sports athletes are no exception to this. A FoxSports.com article showed that countless media stories have been filled with athletes, from stabbings, shootings, incidents involving rape and child molestation, to alcohol and drug abuse. While these acts are happening everywhere by all sorts of people, it is the athletes you will see on our TVs, as the media feels obligated to scrutinize them. When we see these idols lose their $40 million contracts and face life sentences in prison, it makes a lot of people wonder, who gave them that much money in the first place? People sitting at home might sit there and scrutinize athletes and their ridiculous wages. But what about the people that aren't at home? What about the thousands of people that are at the stadium, working, earning their wages off these players? If you took away all these athletes' wages, there would be nowhere near enough revenue to support these jobs, and thousands of people would find themselves unemployed. In an article on sportsblog.com, I found that of the 32 NFL teams, they average around 3,700 employees each. That's a total of around 115,000 employees just in the NFL. Take away the big bucks of these salaries and the revenue drops, and none of these people will have jobs anymore. Professional athletes' salaries are always in the media spotlight. This is because they make high enough salaries that people think they're laughable at. But people don't realize that there are people earning higher salaries than our professional athletes. Take the CEO of Oracle, for example. On an article on BleacherReport.com, I found that he makes around $192 million a year. To put that in perspective, that's around $500,000 every day, for 365 days a year. That's excessive. Also, these athletes go onto the field for us, for the fans. They wear pads and helmets and protective gear, but in the end, they are putting themselves in harmful and dangerous situations. Players break ankles, tear ACLs, break legs, and for what? That one win? That one game? They do it for the fans, and they know this. You would never hear an athlete complain about the injuries. And I don't think you can put a price on health. Lots of players push their bodies so hard that they find themselves battered and bruised even after retirement. Many players have had extensive multiple surgeries post-career, and that just goes to show that they are willing to do whatever they can for their team, and without the high wages they would never be able to afford this health cover. 5 minutes ago I asked you what if you thought our professional athletes deserve the wages they earn. The fact is that they are earning these wages and there's nothing you can do about it. People are always going to pick a side, whether it's for the positives or the negatives. So I give it to you. Do you think they deserve the wages?